I have some interesting news for you guys. My girlfriend said if this video gets 5,000 likes, she will come on the channel and play Brawl Stars for her first time ever. So if you want to see that, leave a like down below. If you don't want to see that, leave a dislike. I don't know. But today we're going to be going over 10 tips to become a pro in Brawl Stars. Over on my YouTube channel's community post, I left a comment saying if you could offer any advice for a noob in Brawl Stars, aka me, what would it be? Reply for a chance to be in an upcoming video. I went through a lot of the replies on here, picked out 10 of my personal favorites, and we're going to be going over those today. In the background, you're going to see some mediocre gameplay. It may not be the best, but the reason I'm making this video is so one, I can get better, and two, if you don't know everything, then maybe you can get better as well. Number 1! This is from Ace Animal Crossing, and he says instead of never playing with randoms, play with some. When you find good players, friend them and play with them later. Remember, you are a random too. And this is actually some really solid advice, because when I personally play Brawl Stars, I never like queuing up by myself. I feel like all of my teammates are always worse than me. Maybe I'm the one to blame, maybe they're just genuinely bad, but more often than not, it's actually a good idea to play with randoms, because in the event that like you meet somebody who's actually good and somebody who you would consider at your skill level, you can just keep on playing with them over and over and over again, and if you guys have good enough chemistry, then you can friend each other and queue up for more games in the future. One thing I like about his post is at the very end, he said, remember, you are a random too, so for everyone else out there who's queuing up by themselves, keep in mind, you're gonna be one of the randoms on their team. So the odds are, one of your teammates may think you're bad at the game, you may think one of your teammates is bad at the game, but more often than not, you're actually gonna find teammates around the same skill level as you, so don't be discouraged to queue up by yourself. If you're playing with randoms and you're doing absolutely awful, maybe take a break, but if you're the type of person to only want to play when you have a full squad, step outside of your comfort zone and queue up by yourself. Number 2, this is from Yvetcher Arachi. I don't know how you say that, but always keep moving so you stay unpredictable and give others a hard time killing you. So just like the other week, Ash Brawl Stars posted this one funny clip to Twitter, and he was playing as a Pam and dodging all of Dynamite's attacks, and he was totally trolling this Dynamite super hard, and just studying how Ash moves here, spinning in circles, going in one direction for a bit, then going in the complete opposite other. This is perfect. Like, this is how you should always be playing Brawl Stars. Having this unpredictability or just moving uncertainly is gonna give the enemy a super hard time when they try to line up their shots. Like, this Dynamite didn't stand a chance. He was throwing so many explosives, missing them all, and Ash just kept his cool, slowly let the storm push in, and eventually he won because the enemy had no idea where he was moving. Number 3, Baha says every time you get a new brawler, push it to 200 to 300 because it will help push your total trophies easier. So I'm totally victim to not following this. Like, I spent money on the game, so I unlocked a lot of brawlers pretty quickly, and if you're still looking at my profile, I still have a decent amount of brawlers who need to get pushed up. Like, most of mine are under 300, and if I just spent a little bit of time sticking to all of them, slowly pushing them all up, I can increase my overall trophies up by a couple hundred, like very easily. And a lot of times people don't want to push new brawlers because they're power level 1, but when you have a new brawler unlocked, you're going to be going up against other new brawlers, and it actually makes trophy pushing super easily. And just by playing duo showdown or solo showdown, you can push up to that 200 to 300 trophy mark with ease. Moving on to number 4. I thought it was 3, but we're on number 4, and this is from Joel Barron, and he says shoot every bush and don't be cocky in any game mode. Trust me. And I totally fall victim to this. There's a lot of times when I'm playing Showdown or even Gem Grab and I don't pre-fire certain bushes. Sometimes I just have such good confidence in myself to where I'm like, no one will be in that bush, and more often than not, I get bamboozled and I end up dying because I'm cocky and I don't check bushes. So this is a super easy mistake to fix. Just pre-fire in a bush. If you get some hit markers, awesome. You can decide to challenge the enemy or retreat, and if no one's in there, then you can push up and advance to your next play. Number 5 is from why? Because he says auto aim is good, especially in quick reaction close range fights, but never rely on it when you could be using normal. Aiming normally is great for leading shots and hitting targets farther away when you have time, and in a lot of my videos I always say auto aiming is never the option long term, because if someone is far away and you auto aim, the odds are if they're moving in a straight line, your shot is just gonna go right past them. But let's say you're like Primo or Nita and you're really close range, sometimes auto aiming is just the better decision to do. There's a difference between knowing when to auto aim and spamming auto aim. If you're close range and there's no one else around you, auto aiming can be your best friend, but if they're too far away, it can definitely work against you. And in his tip, he said normal aiming is good for far away because you can lead your shots. So if you're the type of person to line up your shots and shoot where you think the enemy is gonna go, that's ideally what you should be doing. But think back to that Ash clip that I showed you with the Pam. Having that unpredictable movement is gonna make you even harder to hit. So when you're lining up your shots, normally aiming, try to take into factor the type of movement the enemy is doing. That way, if you get the hang of their patterns, you can start predicting where they're gonna go, even if they're not moving in a straight line. Number 6. This one is coming from a most subscribed orange, and he says use ammo only when necessary. For example, don't auto aim spam a power cube box, because if someone like Leon comes over, you're gonna have a hard time countering it. Also, don't spam all 3 shots because someone else can take advantage of that and kill you. So what he means here is when you're shooting, don't just shoot all 3 of your shots and then wait for them to recover. It's smart to shoot a shot, and then when that shot's about to recharge, shoot your next shot. Take things one shot at a time, because one example of this can be in Showdown. If you use all 3 of your shots on a box and then a close range brawler comes up out of nowhere, you're gonna have no ammo, you're gonna have to wait to recharge that, and that enemy can easily take you out within that time frame. Now, an example of a good time to actually spam your shots and shoot all of them instantly is, let's say you have a clear shot on somebody else and you know you can get all 3 of these off and hit them all. That would be a good time to spam away, because the odds are all 3 of those can hit, and if you are successful, that's a free kill for you. But in general, you should be cautious when shooting. Shoot one shot, wait till that's almost recovered, shoot your next one. Take things one shot at a time, don't get too greedy, and be sure to have patience. Number 7, this is from Saju Rajesh. I totally butchered this name, so don't get too mad, but he said in solo showdown, try teaming up and then backstab them. Now, I know everyone hates teamers in Showdown, and teaming definitely isn't the way to go. Supercell is trying to fix teaming, but there's not really like a clear-cut solution, because having a report feature would lead to many false reports, and there's no way Supercell can accurately follow all of these reports at once. So what our boy is suggesting here is act friendly, and once you get their trust and you're close range, backstab them, get the free kill, take their power cubes, and eliminate them from the game. I gotta admit, this is a bit scummy and it can work against you if the person has the same idea in mind, but if you see someone spinning and trying to team up with you, maybe show them a little friendly gesture and don't shoot initially, but once you get their trust and once you get close, then it's time to take them out. Moving on to number 8 from My Dick's Erect, he says don't main a brawler, just spread out your brawler trophies evenly. And this is kind of tying back to what we previously said about when you unlock a brawler, be sure to push them up 200 to 300 trophies just to get those free trophies out of the way. But what My Dicks is suggesting here is don't just play one brawler because they're favorite. The thing about Brawl Stars is most brawlers have a chance to shine on certain maps. Some maps may be good for Bull, other maps may be bad for Bull. So if Bull's your favorite, don't rely on him 24/7. Learn what maps work for what characters and then take full advantage of that and get those easy trophies. Number 9 from Dragon Ball Z Ranger, advice: bush camp. So this is tying back into a previous tip about pre-firing bushes, but if you're somebody who's still lower in trophies, you can get away with chilling in bushes and just straight up bamboozling your enemy. It seems like a scummy strategy, but if you're in Showdown and you're just trying to get some easy wins, take it slow, maybe get a power cube or two, chill in a bush with a close range brawler. Once somebody comes near you, pop out, blast them, move on over to the next bush. Super scummy strategy. If you're low in trophies, it'll work. The higher you get, people get smarter and begin to pre-fire bushes, but you can still get away with this for quite some time. So even though it's newbie, it does work. Now moving on to the final suggestion for today's video. This is from Senior Palsy, and this is actually like a really in-depth one. So this is a tip on how to utilize walls in Brawl Stars. I'm just gonna read this word for word because it was put together very well. He says, another tip, this one actually for gameplay, learn how to fully use walls. While you can obviously hide behind a wall to avoid most attacks, you can also utilize them to give yourself / your team an ammo and healing advantage or an offensive aid. So in terms of getting that ammo / health advantage, he's talking about teasing here, and that's when you hide near the edge of a wall and you kind of peek out slightly, it tricks the enemy to shoot you, and then you just go right back behind the wall. So you're kind of baiting out shots from the enemy. You peek out a bit, the enemy shoots, you hide behind the wall. By doing this, you're letting your ammo regenerate, you're getting the enemy to waste their ammo, and if you're weak, you're also going to be healing up during this as well. And flipping the table here, let's say you're already full on ammo and full on health, you can still peek the enemy, so you can pop out, shoot one shot, go back behind the wall, pop out, shoot one shot, go back behind the wall, and by doing this, you can get shots off, hit the enemy, but at the same time, instantly have protection for the shots that they fire back at you. If you play Brawl Stars for quite some time, this is kind of something general that you pick up in the back of your mind, but if you're still new to the game or maybe lower in trophies, this can be a totally new concept to you, and it's something I definitely recommend you try out. Now guys, that was the final suggestion for today's video. Remember, 5,000 likes and my girlfriend will play Brawl Stars on my account. If you have any other tips that you think people may benefit from, leave those down in my comment section below. But guys, this has been Eclihpse. Thank you for watching and peace out.